You were saying?
The old school 4x3 TVs that we used to watch at our grandparents. You know how you used to get interference and you would see a bunch of static and fuzzies?
Yeah.
Did you know it's just picking up radio waves from the Big Bang? So all of us who have witnessed those old school TVs have actually watched waves from the Big Bang.
I thought the Big Bang was over. I feel like it happened.
Wait, are you talking about the TV show? Is that what you're doing to me
No,
right
no.
now?
Okay. I wasn't doing that. That was the low-hanging fruit. I'm saying the Big Bang, I mean, it happened, what, exactly 6,000 years ago? And then Adam and Eve came from that? But yeah, I wouldn't think that there's still radio waves specifically from the Big Bang.
Not in the biblical sense, no.
What a dumb name that they chose for that. That became accepted and ubiquitous.
Yeah,
like
you're not wrong. Has it not been changed?
Impactful scientific event that they went with Big Bang.
Yeah, well, it's easy for common folk. The Big Bang. I don't know why I went country. I mean,
we do two accents. It's country and Brooklyn.
It's country. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if that's Brooklyn. Hey, how you doing?
It's definitely not Brooklyn.
I'm Johnny Knives. He's real sharp. He's not talking about my brainsies either. He's talking about my fingertips.
It's Joey One Time. We call him that because he only says everything one time.
Could you repeat? I didn't hear you. No, it's part of the name.
So we finished book 3.
Yeah, which we were on for 9 months. I mean, we essentially were pregnant with book 3.
Yeah, and The Birth was a gorgeous, gorgeous live show.
Yes.
That exceeded my wildest expectations.
What a fun show it was, too. We got some good talents.
I went in with hope, but it was a pessimistic hope. I felt like I was anticipating having technical difficulties, people like not being able to hear them. And there were a couple musical acts that I feel like were a little bit hard to hear. But in general, no one, like every single person that we asked to participate did participate and was able to share their talent with us without issue, and that's pretty awesome.
I agree. We got a lot of views. Or last time I checked, I think we were at like 130 or 140 views. I don't know how YouTube counts that, but it was pretty cool. And I did watch not all of the live show, but I scrubbed through it and I heard my audio quality. And next time, if we're doing a live show, I'm going to get that XLR cable that plugs into my computer.
That may be helpful.
That will be very helpful.
I feel like there's something we could do with your Zoom as well. You could run a USB interface out of the same microphone you're using to record this now.
Oh, yeah.
Could be going into your computer.
Yeah, there's a USB port in there, and I'll just plug it into the computer. Isn't technology awesome?
I could do the same with my recorder, except I can't be a USB interface and record in 32-bit float at the same time. That's just not a compromise I'm willing to make.
Yeah. The only floats I got in this house of the root beer kind.
Nice.
Yeah. I kind of stumbled across the delivery. I got it in my head, and I was really excited because I was like, opportunity!
I was going to finish it for you, but I was like, maybe he's going someplace else. Maybe he's taking it to that David Pitt place that I'm not allowed to go.
Yeah, no, wasn't
not allowed.
There.
Not allowed. Not willing to go.
Not
is what
willing.
I meant to say.
There it is. Yeah, because you are allowed. You're your own man. You're a free thinker.
But you know that you can go there and be by yourself because I'm not coming with you.
Which used to be the openings of all of our episodes.
Yeah, that was when we transitioned to the book. Is when it got too uncomfortable for me.
Which is fun. Maybe we'll do a callback to that one of these episodes.
So this episode is just a short one. We just wanted to come out and say hello before we get started on season 4, before we start book 4, The Missing Chums.
Yes, I've got it right next to me, too. It looks like a real winner.
Which is, I think, the most generic of titles that you could... Like, The Missing Chums... Because back then, there were only 2 crimes. There was kidnapping and smuggling, right?
Did you say camping and smuggling?
Kidnapping.
Oh, kidnapping. Yes. Yeah.
Like, there...
let's think, actually.
Back then, that's all you could do is take something. Like, there wasn't... I guess counterfeiting.
Yes.
Counterfeiting's the third crime.
Now you got it.
But in
all
of the
3 books, is it not?
Yeah, But
Yeah.
in all of the books, somebody's kidnapped. I mean, Fenton Hardy gets kidnapped 45 times.
Yeah.
Like, people are being, like, it seems like somebody's always missing. And
I
so
would agree with
to
that.
call this book The Missing Chums,
It's lazy.
it's lazy. But maybe, see, this is what I do. I criticize it, and then I start to think about it. I'm like, well, I don't know what this one's about. Like with the other one, Secret of the Old Mill, as they talk, like the first few chapters are like, hey, I wonder where this counterfeiting is happening. I'm like, I bet it's happening at the Old Mill.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, these smugglers are, smuggling is happening. I wonder where it's happening. Maybe it's happening in the house on the cliff. Hey, I wonder where the treasure is. It's in the tower.
Yeah. Hey, I wonder where the chums are. Well, they're missing.
Yeah, so this is the first one where there's some mystery left.
Yeah.
We
So I
don't
guess
know
it's
where the
not a
chums are.
dumb
We just
title,
know they're
actually.
missing.
It
Okay.
looks like he flipped it on us. Look, Sean, you just
Okay,
you just won
Stratemeyer
us over.
Syndicate.
Yeah, well done. Which I'm thinking, I read this book recently. It was called The Newton Papers, and it was about
Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons. Yeah, it's just a bunch of the papers that actually wrap the Fig Newtons when you buy
Okay.
them individually.
Yeah.
Like a box of
Individually
Fig
paper
Newtons
wrapped.
that you give. Yeah,
In the mini bar.
Exactly, in the mini bar, the more expensive ones. Well, it was about, there was 3.6 million words written by Isaac Newton on loose leaf paper that was hidden from us for almost 300 years. And about 1.6 million of those words were on theology, because Isaac Newton didn't believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. He didn't think they were equal entities. He thought that one was better than the other. Obviously, the Father was more powerful than the other. So they shut down these words. They wouldn't release them.
Yeah,
they kept it.
it's heresy.
Yeah, exactly. So they kept it to themselves, and it got me thinking, Sean. I have a book that's similar to that, and it's an autobiography of Leslie, and it is one that is very rare. So I'm thinking I should bring back Hardy History. Just a few 3 minutes at the end of every episode, or maybe after an ad break. But there's so much good material that people just don't have access to. And I feel like I've got all this great information in a book back here that needs to be shared.
I love that, and I love when you did that in the previous episodes or in the previous seasons. I think the interesting thing now is that as we've read now 3 originals, 3 of Leslie's works,
Yeah.
we've realized what an awful person he is.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And so to do this sort of to revere him and look at these things, I feel like we have a slightly different perspective now that is more entertaining.
Yes. What was that? You got to sneeze?
Hey!
Achoo!
Thank you. Sorry about that.
I tried to do it with you to make that sneeze seem even more powerful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's one more coming.
Because you're a weak sneezer. Let's be honest. Achoo!
I'm a weak sneezer?
Your face made the noise before it actually verbally came out. So that's why I was early on that.
You
I
know how some
misjudged the
people
face.
say, like, they're an ugly crier? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I'd like to think that I'm a hot sneezer.
Sean,
feel like
I can
people
tell
would
you
get
one
just-
thing. You
just-
are a hot sneezer.
Yeah.
From a man who's experienced it twice, the statistic shows 100% hotness.
The audience is riled up right now. That's what I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. They're all sneezing, too.
Yeah. They're hoping I sneeze again.
Yeah, is he going to do it?
I keep
don't
them.
know.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. No, not yet.
You could do a choo-choo train. Talking about, what's that dude's name? Thomas, the choo-choo. Bringing it on back
Oh.
to our
yeah.
live-action gritty reboot, which I still think is a great idea.
Yeah, as soon as we get to 1,000 patrons, we will make that, which is going to be hard because we don't have a Patreon anymore.
Ooh, we don't. It's gone.
But,
You pulled the plug?
yeah, a while ago. Patreon's been
okay.
shut down for quite some time.
I guess Brett's been curious why he has so much money in his bank account then.
Yeah, he's just buying stuff all over the place,
Yeah.
just living large with all this extra money.
I mean, that's $3.
That ain't
That's
nothing.
a lot of dollars. That's a lot of ducats. I think he was in the $3 tier.
If somebody were joining the podcast as a listener with this episode, if this was their introduction to the series, like they saw the live show and they're like, hey, I'm going to give this thing a shot. I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone who's just entering our world? What can they expect? What is, if you were to describe the podcast to someone who is unfamiliar, what would you say the podcast is?
Bliss.
All right.
Right? Is this a one-word thing, or can I elaborate?
No. I think elaborate a little bit.
I'm gonna elaborate.
Describe the podcast. Somebody's like, hey, what is your podcast about?
You know, it used to be a straight-up book review, but now it's more of it's good antics. It's good hosting, I would have to say. I mean, I know that one person seems statistically to become the better host, but I think it's a great dynamic duo of this show. And I you have one host who is not at all butthurt by all of these polls that keep happening. I'm not upset about it at all.
Yeah, and you don't seem like it. You seem composed.
I'm very composed about it. I rarely think about it. It's
You're not yelling about it.
No, it's a very fun podcast where we look at the originals. Well, what's considered to us the ones that we read as children, that were actually rewrites in the 1950s. We get to go through those, read those. I mean, we are scholarly for our Hardy Boys knowledge now. Dive into them, and then we get to look at the old books and really dive into them, see how time has changed. So I don't know. It's weird. We're like a historical, literary, hysterical podcast, right? How would you describe us?
I wouldn't say any of that.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah,
I
fair
think
enough.
you nailed it. I think what makes as I've listened to almost every episode, and I used to listen to every episode, and then I got away from it a little bit during this past season. I just don't have the same, because I'm not driving. I don't have the same time to listen to podcasts that I used to have. Like, I'm not commuting as much to jobs and stuff. So it's been harder to listen to it. But I think what makes our good episodes good is when we just follow our heart. Ooh, I feel like I need to keep myself in check from keeping ourselves in check. Because there's times where I feel this urge, this power to tell us to stay on track. Like, we've got a lot to cover in this chapter. Let's make sure we get to it. Like, okay, we're dwelling on that for a little bit. Let's make sure we keep moving. Yeah. And I forget that no one cares.
No.
And if we skip a plot point, that no one is going to be upset. It's going to make just as little sense at the end that it would have anyway.
Exactly.
The stakes are so dangerously low that we risk tripping over them. So my challenge to myself as we approach season 4 is to embrace every tangent that we find ourselves exploring.
You're every dangerous mindset now, son.
Every distraction. I want to see season 4 get off the rails, because season one we really kept things pretty close.
We're pretty tight on season 1.
Season 1. Season 2 is when we had episodes like Landslide, which Landslide is one of those episodes that stands out to me as one of my favorites. And we did follow some things around. We speculated, like we explored a little bit. Yeah. And then there's been episodes in season 2 and 3 where I really tried to keep things moving. And I forget that our 5 or 6 listeners won't care.
No, not
won't care if we skip a plot point. It's not like we'll get to something in a
later
later chapter and they'll be like, wait a second, who is Paul Blum?
Yeah.
We have to know. So for that reason, I want to see season 4 go the opposite direction. I want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Yes, you do. And I'm dead serious about these soundboards. I don't know when they're going to get released or entered into the show, but they need to.
I'm gonna make it happen.
I know you will.
I'm gonna give us dueling soundboards.
Yes.
It's not like I'll have sole control of the soundboard. We should both have the creative expression and ability to use soundboards.
I want to get something from Keith where he just says, "You're dumb," or something like that, to where you can press it anytime we say something that's completely idiotic.
When we know, because we've said that before, like we're brainstorming things, trying to come up with something, and we know that people are just bashing themselves in the head like, oh my God, you guys, it's right there.
How do
it's
they
this.
not know this? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just shouting. They're shouting at their Apple phones.
And so, yeah, getting a couple pre-recorded bits. So I'll say this to anyone listening. If you want to send us some audio of your own reactions, Keith, if you could just send us a recording of you saying you're
Oh,
dumb.
I like this.
Brett, if you could just a real pregnant sigh, just like a like I want to hear what it
Yeah.
sounds like when
And
you
then-
roll your eyes.
Can you also have one where you start to talk and then you're interrupted? And
Yeah.
I'm talking to Brett. This is to Brett. I want something where you're speaking and then you just completely cut yourself off because we interrupt you and just shut you down.
I feel like you'll be able to do that with it. You'll just let go of the button on the soundboard halfway through a soundbite anyway and
Okay,
start
yeah,
talking.
that's very true. Yeah. Okay. So just give us long sentences.
Yeah. From our other listeners, Kamish, if you wanted to send us something that was, sort of encouraging and historically rooted, as if to say, like, oh, that's a good point, and we wouldn't have considered that without your insight. Something like that. But yeah, anyone, Irene, Kelsey, who else listens? Does
Keith Mees? Justin Dionata?
does Justin still listen?
I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I can't see him falling off.
Yeah, I didn't see him comment at the live show, which makes me think he
wasn't there.
Which makes me think he's in
Yeah.
a coma. That's the only
He
reason.
could be. Something happened to him. And Sean, we need to do some sleuthing.
You do some
that's
sleuthing
what it
of our
comes
own.
down to. Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything else, man. I just wanted to talk to you. I think it's safe to say we can tell people that we're trying to plan a little something special for the season 4 premiere.
Yes. And it will be of epic proportions.
We hope so.
It will be. It's going to be a good one. We're going to... This is Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, okay? That's
Okay.
where we're going with season 4.
We're going
it's just
Boondock
gonna
Saints
be-
2 on it.
We're going Boondock Saints 2.
Bigger and better
Yeah.
in every way. Bigger
Just
and
like
better.
Charlie's Angels 2. Bigger, better, and more... is his name Crispin Glover? Is it Crispin or Kristen? It's Crispin, is it not?
I think it's Crispin.
It's Crispin.
Like I've left this bread in the toaster for a while, and it's Crispin. Can
I
you
like
use
that.
it in a sentence, please?
I like that. Crispin Glover. Man,
Or like,
is his last name Glover too? Am I saying his name right?
probably. I think he's related to Danny Glover.
He has to be.
Yeah, I think they're brothers. I was thinking of other sentences in which to use Crispin, and
Yeah.
I think another one would be like, "What's that bowl for?" And I'd be like, "Oh, well, that's what I'm gonna put my cookie crisp in."
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Does that work?
That's very
Thank
good.
you.
I thought you were gonna go with what was I thinking? Man, I had something.
See, this would be great for the Keith soundbite.
You're dumb.
You're
yeah,
dumb.
I know. Well, it was Rice Crispin. It was
Rice Krispies in.
Rice Crispin treats, but it doesn't really work. It doesn't
You know what?
work.
Let's workshop it over the next couple weeks. Let's bring it back.
I like that.
When we do the episode between chapters 10 and 11, when we do that recap, we'll revisit this.
Yeah.
Bigger, better,
Uncut.
faster, stronger, taller, everything.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That sounds strong.
Do you have anything else to share with the new fans, people coming on board?
No, just get ready for a wondrous season with a bunch of antics. I went ahead and looked at the first image, and Sean, I gotta say, I think we got old Baggy Bones back, so that's exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah. This could be a Halloween episode, or not episode, but book as well. I'm not really sure, but
I didn't realize I have it. I have it right here.
yeah, pull it on out.
I thought it was in my basement somewhere. The Missing Chums.
Yeah,
Ooh-wee.
it's them standing outside of what's called French's Costume Shop, I believe. And they're just pointing to a skeleton in the window. And Joe is saying, I hate to think what that costume means, if it's a signal. So
I hope that Joe just does that. Like, it's not like they were warned that a signal would happen, but he's just like walking around like they walk past a graveyard and be like, I hate to think what that means if it's a signal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not, man. We're just at a graveyard.
He's hunting with his dad. They're just pheasant hunting, and his dad shoots a pheasant. It falls to the ground. He sees it. He's like, I hate to know what that means if that was a signal.
Joe, not everything's a signal, man. Was that a signal? What happens if I lose this power?
He's behind a car and they have the turn signal on. Okay, that is definitely a signal.
Fine, Joe, that one. That's the first signal.
So when in doubt, we're supposed to turn left. And then there's this sequence where they're driving a car and left is into a brick wall and right is into a tunnel. And Joe's like, this is it. This is the moment.
I was paying attention.
And yeah, straight left.
Wall
and then
hubris.
luckily they run through that wall and they find all the missing chums. Every
they
single
were.
one of them.
You know, that's probably not going to be too far off from the actual plot of this book.
No. Didn't we used to do that where we tried to guess what the book would be about? Was that a thing we did in season 1?
Well, in season 1, it was that case where it seemed like the sister was being real shady about the stolen
that's right.
stuff, and it seemed so obvious that it was going to be her.
Yeah.
But then it wasn't. It was the second they like Googled bank robbers and clicked I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
And then they pinned it on that guy, Red Jackley. But yeah, we were taking guesses because we didn't know how it would end. And I feel like the Secret of the Old Mill, we knew that the whole time. The whole time it was going to be smugglers are there. And same with the House on the Cliff. It was going to be smugglers there. So those were less mysteries and more like figuring out the backstory to these evil people.
Yeah. I'm hoping this one is more of a mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we're going to have the sleuth in it quite a bit since that is the front image.
Yeah, we're going to be out on the bay quite a bit.
Oh, whoa. Okay, no, the missing chum is just some random kid. Look at this cover. Do you see this? So, I believe this is Joe pointing, and he's obviously, his perspective is way off because he's pointing about 150 feet to the left of the child.
Well, maybe we just can't see what he's pointing at. It's just not in frame.
It's not the child that's in this silhouetted boat in the background waving his arms in a help me manner.
I think they're both trying to get the attention of somebody we can't see. So like Joe's pointing to something, directly in front of their boat that isn't in the picture. And these people are also signaling to that same vessel, which we can't see.
Okay, so it's a hidden vessel that this missing chum decided to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's a good mystery.
I hope that this one does not have that teaser paragraph that gives the whole thing away.
Oh,
because if it does, we're skipping it. It
does. Yeah,
it does. I'm not reading it.
I'm not reading it either. I like to be. Ooh, I did just get.
The
name of the first chapter.
Okay, David, put the book down.
David,
step back from the book.
I cannot help it. I'm addicted to these.
We will record it this week. I do feel like it's Christmas.
Yeah, we're finally
I have such anticipation.
Up a new book.
Yeah, it's Christmas morning, and I'm ready to go see what Santa. I'm ready to go see where Santa hid the chums.
Ooh, nice.
Nah, that's actually kind of a dangerous crime.
Yeah, well, it's Old Red. Red's coming back.
Old Red Jackley is Santa.
Red Jackley is Santa, yeah. You know he is. It's got to be.
Well, do we do a rhyme? I don't know. This is one of those weird episodes.
Yeah, we always do a rhyme. That is our thing. The commish even said so.
Oh, I didn't think we were going to do that anymore.
The rhyme thing?
When we get to book 4.
Oh, you just made my jaw hit the floor thinking about book 4. Oh, I hope this isn't a snore when we get to book 5.
We got to be...
Yeah, look at that.